Good morning, all. Welcome to Anand Rathi Morning Commodity and Currency Podcast. Let's begin with precious metal update. Gold witnessed sell-off yesterday after geopolitical risks subsidized and markets continue to pair war premium building after the conflict between Iran and Israel started. Having said that, we may continue to witness more profit moves as focus now shifts to US macro cues with US inflation measure index scheduled to be released later in the week. Technically, gold pivot is around 71,551. If gold surpasses 71,821, it has potential to reach to the levels of 72,333. And if it falls below 70,573, we might see downside to the levels of 70,061. Going ahead with energy update, crude has given back most of the Israel-Iran risk premium and is likely to hold in a range between $79 to 84 level unless there is a breakthrough on the Gaza front. Time spreads are still signaling strength, with the two nearest contract remaining in bullish backwardation structure. Markets will now await the weekly inventory data to see whether demand is improving ahead of the summer travel season in the US. Weekly US stockpiles have risen for the last three consecutive weeks, and if Wednesday's data show further build, then we may see a small dip in WTI oil towards $78 to 79 level, and then again a bounce as supplies are restrained due to OPEC cuts. Technically, crude oil pivot is around 6,817. If crude oil rises above 6,905, we may see upside to the levels of 6,965. And if it falls below 6,763, we might see downside to the levels of 6,703. Going ahead with base metal update, base metal might trade range bound as domestic smelters have entered a maintenance period. In addition, smelters have increased exports recently, so supply is expected to decrease. China's world-beating EV industry, at the heart of growing trade tensions with the US and Europe, is set to receive a big boost from government's latest effort to accelerate growth. Technically, copper pivot is around 845. If copper breaks above 848, we might see upside to the levels of 852. And if it falls below 840, we may see downside to the levels of 836. On currency front, dollar strength over the medium term is set to continue. With rate cut hope hanging by a thread, Thursday's US GDP and Friday's US PCE data can create more headwinds for the start of the rate cut cycle. We expect rupee to consolidate after shifting to a higher range as expected, driven by a firmer dollar amid global risk aversion and elevated oil price in previous sessions. For today, major economic events are US S&P Global, US Manufacturing PMI, US S&P Global, US Service PMI, US New Home Sales. That's all for today's podcast. Have a successful trading day. Thank you.